It's on Friday. Okay. So we're going to do projectile motion today. Equations are at the top of your sheet. There's one that's not on there. Do you guys remember what I called this one?
No.
That's the angle of incidence? Yeah. For projectiles, Mike.
Oh, that's right.
Guys, quiet. Alright. Anybody remember what this equation is for?
It's the magical angle you fire something.
Or something
Was it
like
the
that.
ramp?
We call it the magic level ground equation.
Yes.
Oh boy.
That was my second guess. Had to. Because it's like 45 degrees. That's the magical.
Alright. Shh. You can only use that if it goes up and down to the same spot. So everybody remember that kind of? So you probably want to write that on there. And that V is the overall velocity. So it's like the velocity if it's launched at an angle on the ground. V is the angle it starts as a velocity it starts at, not the x or y component. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah. So it has to do what in the same spot?
That's to go up and land at the same height, so on level ground. We're going to do the first three together, then you'll do the other ones on your own. Alright, everybody got this down? Number one, a model rocket flies horizontally off the edge of a cliff at a velocity of 60 meters per second. If the canyon below is 110 meters deep, how far from the edge of the cliff does the model rocket land? So you're going to have a horizontal and a vertical component. Alright. In the vertical direction, what is our initial velocity up and down? Since it's launched horizontally.
60?
0.
0. It's launched horizontally, that means it's not moving up and down initially, so we call VOY is 0 meters per second. G is negative 9.8 meters per second squared. Do you know anything else in the vertical direction at all?
Oh, up in, you know the
0.
What?
Wait, never mind. Wait.
We don't know that.
We know delta y.
We do know delta Y.
No delta y.
VOX is
Oh, never mind.
Negative 110.
Delta Y is negative 110 meters since it's falling that far.
VOX is 60.
VOX or VX is 60 meters per second. We just call it VX because it stays the same throughout. We're looking for delta X. So what are we going to have to do on this side and then use it to bring to the horizontal part? Time. So we're going to find time here and then use that time in the horizontal part. Alright. So what equation is these four variables?
The first one, y equals VOT.
We don't have VFY.
Delta Y equals VOYT.
Yep.
1/2 GT squared.
Delta Y is negative 110 equals 0 plus 1/2 is negative 9.8 times t squared. And what does our time end up equaling? .73. That's a square root, Kyle.
7.4.
4.74. Alright. So now we use that time over here. What's the equation for the horizontal part? There's only one. Yep, Vx equals delta x over t. So we got 60 meters per second equals delta x over 4.74 seconds. So what's delta x equal?
4.4.
Any questions on that one? Abby?
I thought that was the one where you like draw the cliff and you have to like.
You can draw the picture for it too.
I like. We're advanced now.
So the diagram looked like this. It's going off. It falls like that. So that would be 110 meters. This would be delta x, what we're looking for. That'd be VOY that is launched with. Alright, can I erase this? Alright, number 2. A knife-wielding squirrel is launched at ground level with initial velocity of 19 meters per second at an angle of 49 degrees. What is the horizontal distance the squirrel traveled before it landed and continued on its way to mess up your face?
Okay.
That's a door face.
We're looking for delta.
We are looking for delta x. So, we can use the magical equation. We can use delta x equals negative b squared sine 2 theta all over g. Alright, so we're looking for delta x. We've got negative. What's our initial overall velocity? 19. And so sine, and remember it's 2 times the angle, so 2 times 49 degrees.
Is the 19 squared?
Yes, thank you.
Anytime.
And over negative 9.8 meters per second. Sounds reasonable. Alright. Pretty good, Jess? See?
Yo tengo
I tested out 2 years.
Can I erase this one?
Like 14 credit hours. I might use that one. I got the same, it's what I got last year.
Alright. Number 3. A projectile is launched from a cliff at an angle of 47 degrees, initial velocity at 34 meters per second. Projectile traveled 127.16 meters horizontally. How high was the cliff? So the diagram for this one looked like this. Going up at some angle, landing, that's 127.16. Delta y is what we're looking for. Overall velocity it's launched at is 34 meters per second. Our angle is 34 degrees. Okay, so this is when we have to find VOY and VX using the angle and the overall initial velocity. So you have a vertical component still and a horizontal component. How do we find VOY? It's the initial vertical velocity. Yep, so we do V sine theta. The initial velocity is 34 meters per second times sine of 34 degrees. And what's that equal?
I think it's 47 degrees.
Is it 47?
Yes.
Looking at the wrong one. Yes, it is.
24.8
Meters per second. Okay. Horizontally, what's Vx? How do we solve for that?
Cosine.
Cosine. So it's overall initial velocity times cosine of the angle. Ends up being 34 times cosine 47. What's Vx equal? Alright, now what else do we know in the vertical direction? Anything? We always know. Always know gravity. We're looking for delta y. Do we have anything else?
Mazda, go away. Bye, Mazda.
Alright, should I know delta y? Do you know anything else in the horizontal direction?
Delta X, right?
Delta x is 127.16 meters. So what are we going to do?
Find delta x. Find t.
Find t in which direction?
Horizontal.
Find t in the horizontal direction, and then use it in the vertical direction. We do Vx equals delta x over t, so 23.19 meters per second equals 127.16 meters over t. What do we have to do to get t by itself? Multiply it out. So it should be just t times 23.19, then divide both sides by 23.19.
5.48.
So that's how long it's in the air for, 5.48 seconds. Bring that over here. We're going to do delta y equals VOY t plus 1/2 g t squared. End up with 24.87 times 5.48 seconds plus 1/2 times negative 9.8 meters per second squared times 5.48 seconds squared. And what does delta y equal? So that means it fell 10.86 meters and our cliff is 10.86 meters tall. Make sense, everybody? Alright, so I want to tell you one thing that's not going to be on like the group quiz tomorrow or the exam. Do you remember the problems where there'd be like a wall here?
Yeah, thank heaven.
None of those.
What are the odds there'll be a wall?
And there's no relative velocity ones in this unit. Remember we also did the ones like somebody's chasing somebody else,
Oh, yeah.
And then like,
Like
usually with the
on
spear,
motorcycles.
the baseball bat.
What about multiple choice?
There's not going to be any multiple choice true false. There's just going to be problems like these in the quiz tomorrow.
What
Abby?
about, remember those like evil problems?
Which evil problems? I had a lot of
the
evil.
one that had the 5 steps.
Like the most of evil.
We're probably not gonna get to the
Oh, heaven.
energy stuff with the
Oh no.
25 steps and things like
I
that.
don't even remember what that was. I just remember.
Alright. Anybody have any other questions? Okay, you have a group quiz tomorrow over this stuff.
So is this just like some of the other ones? Like we don't need to